Hello everybody. Today I'll be teaching Class 12 Arts Education subject on the topic Educational Psychology, Unit 1. Unit 1, Educational Psychology. I will be teaching as per syllabus prescribed by Nagaland Board of School Education. So students, if you have your textbook, you can please take it out so that we can go together along with the textbook. To start with, let us first have a look at the learning objectives of Unit 1, that is Educational Psychology. As and when we are done with this unit, a student will be helped to understand or know the concept of education. Number 2, we will be helped to understand the meaning and definition of psychology. Number 3, we will be able to understand the various branches of psychology. We will be able to understand the importance of psychology in education. Number 5, we will be able to know the relationship with other disciplines and professions. And number 6, we will be able to differentiate between psychology and education. So these are the 6 learning objectives of Unit 1. We'll start with the concept of education. Human life has 2 aspects, the biological aspect and the sociological aspect. Biological aspect and the sociological aspect. The biological aspect is maintained and determined by nutrition and reproduction, whereas the sociological aspect or the social aspect is maintained and transmitted by education. The Education Commission 1964-66 in its report says the destiny of India is now being shaped in her classroom. According to thinkers in ancient India, education was considered the third eye of man, which gives him an insight into all affairs and teach him how to act. According to Mahatma Gandhi, he remarked that by education I mean all-round drawing out of the best in the child and man, body, mind, and spirit. According to this definition, education helps in the physical and mental development of the child. One must learn and play for all-round development of individual. We have 2 senses of education or 2 meanings of education. We have the narrow sense of education. I'm writing in short, narrow sense or meaning of education. And number 2, wider sense or meaning of education. The narrow sense. Coming to the meaning of education in a narrow sense, it means the educational instruction that a child receives in the educational institution. And when we come to the wider sense or the wider meaning of education, it says that education starts from birth to death. That means education is a lifelong process. Now let us come to the point. What is psychology? What is psychology? The word psychology is derived from two Greek words. Psyche and logos. Psyche means soul. Psyche means soul, and logos means rational discourse or study. Thus, psychology literally means study or science of soul. However, the focus has been shifted to the process underlying human experience and behavior. Now we can say psychology is defined formally as a science which studies mental process, experiences, and behavior in different contexts. Now let us go to the definition of psychology. Grow and Grow defines psychology as the study of human behavior and human relationship. C.V. Good defines psychology as the study of adjustment of organism, especially the human organism, to changing environment. A close analysis of this definition makes us conclude that psychology is the science of behavior or scientific study of the behavioral activities and experience. So now, as we have said that psychology is the science of behavior, so let us try to understand the meaning of the term behavior. The meaning of the term behavior. We have three different points in the meaning of the term behavior. We have point number 1, any manifestation of life is activity, and behavior is a collective name of these activities. Therefore, the term behavior will include cognitive activities which will include walking, swimming, dancing, etc. And the next point, behavior concerned with all the segments of human life. Segments of human mind, which include our conscious, subconscious, and unconsciousness. The second point includes the human mind, conscious, subconscious, and consciousness, and therefore covers not only the external behavior but also the internal behavior or the inner experience. And thirdly, we have the behavior of all organisms. Psychology, we study the behavior of all organisms, therefore it includes the behavior of human beings as well as of animals, normal as well as abnormal, and children as well as adults. So these are the three meanings of the term behavior. I'm writing in short. Psychology, a positive science, or psychology as a positive developing science. Psychology is the developing positive science of behavior, taking a comprehensive meaning of the term behavior. We say psychology is a science because the method employed by the science of psychology are scientific in nature. It is a systematically arranged body of verified knowledge. The theories provided by psychology are obtained by psychologists through careful observation. That is why the principles of psychology are accurate, definite, and reliable. So psychology as a positive developing science, the principles of psychology are accurate, definite, and reliable as they are formulated after verification and experimentation by psychologists. Now, after knowing what is meant by psychology as a science, now let us try to have a quick look at the different branches of psychology. Psychology, which is a fast developing and attractive science, in due course of time started developing its own branches. Psychologists developed their own field of interest. Following are the branches of psychology. The branches of psychology. Number one, we have so many branches. General psychology. General psychology. General psychology is treated as a natural science as well as a social science. It is the study of behavior of normal adult human beings. Number two, cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology. It studies the behavior of individuals in relation to the development of his cognitive strength and their use in challenging circumstances. And going to point number three, we have the biological psychology. Biological psychology, it focuses on the relationship between behavior and physical system, including the brain and the rest of the nervous system, the immune system and genetics. Biological psychologists often collaborate with neuroscientists, zoologists, and anthropologists. Number four, we have the neuropsychology. Neuropsychology. Neuropsychology study the role of neurotransmitters of chemical substances which are responsible for. Neuropsychology study the role of neurotransmitters or chemical substances which are responsible for neural communication in different areas of the brain. They do their research on people by following advanced technologies like ECG, PET, and MRI, etc., on both normal and damaged brain. And number 5, we have the developmental psychology. Developmental psychology. Developmental psychology, it studies the physical, social, and psychological changes that occur at different ages and stages. Next, we have the child psychology, number 6. Child psychology, to understand and study the behavior and process of growth and development of a child till he or she attains adolescence. And number 7, adolescent psychology. Adolescent psychology, to understand the process of growth and development during adolescence. This branch of psychology is studied. It also includes the personality characteristics, the behavioral and adjustment problem of the adolescents. For the proper understanding of the perspective of an adolescent, for the proper adjustment in respect to personal and social value. Next, we have the social psychology, number 8. Social psychology. The social psychologists are interested in such topics as attitude, conformity and obedience to authority, interpersonal attraction, helpful behavior, prejudice, aggression, social motivation, intergroup relation, and so on. And number 9, cross-cultural and cultural psychology. Cross-cultural and cultural psychology. It examines the role of culture in understanding behavior, thought, and emotion. And coming to the health, number 10, health psychology. Health psychology, the branch of health psychology focus on the role of psychological factors like stress and anxiety. And number 11, physiological psychology. Physiological psychology. This branch describes the biological and physiological basis of behavior. It includes brain, nervous system, and endocrine gland, and this in relation to the cognitive and affective behavior of the human being. And number 12, we have the clinical and counseling. Number 12, clinical and counseling psychology. Clinical and counseling psychology. This branch deals with causes, treatment, and prevention of different types of psychological disorders such as anxiety, depression, eating disorder, and chronic substance abuse. And number 13, we have the industrial or organizational psychology. Industrial and organizational psychology is a branch of psychology which deals with workplace or the workplace behavior. And coming to the point 14, we have the educational psychology. I'm writing in short, educational psychology. Educational psychology, it is a branch of psychology which studies how people of all ages learn. Teaching learning process including the learner, learning process, learning material, learning environment, and the teacher. And coming to the last point, we have point number 15, that is sports psychology. Sports psychology, it is the branch of psychology which applies psychological principles to improve sports performances by enhancing their motivation. It plays an effective role in bringing desirable improvement in the process and person concerned. So today we have come up to the different branches of psychology, and whatever we have learned today, let us try to go back to it. We have, in the learning objective, we have studied about, or we have gone through 6 points, and in that I hope we are already helped to understand the concept of education, and also we have come to the different meaning and definitions of psychology, and also coming to the branches of psychology. So even the meaning of education in two sense, as I've said, we have two sense of education, that is narrow sense of education and the wider sense, or we can even call the broader sense of education. So in the wider sense or the wider meaning of education means the process of development from birth to death, and we call it as a lifelong process of learning. So a child, as the child is born to this world until the last breath on this earth, the child, in whatever way, it may be a direct or it may be indirectly, whatever way the child is influenced to receive education or influenced to change their behavior. And as long as we are living on this earth, we are going to learn or we are going to get education. That is why, that is the sense that we are getting in the wider sense of education. And the narrow sense of education, as I've said, it is to do with the instructions that we receive in the school or in the institution. And we have learned about or we have understood the meaning of, or the derivation meaning of psychology also. So the word psychology, it is derived from two Greek words, psyche and logos. Psyche means soul, and logos means rational discourse or study. Thus, psychology literally means study or science of soul. Now, after that, we have discussed about the behavior, the meaning of the term behavior. There we have three points. Number one is behavior as a life activity, which includes the cognitive activities, the cognitive activities, and the affective activities. And number two, it says about the segments of human life, human mind, conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. And therefore, it covers not only the external behavior, but also the internal behavior or the inner experience. So the third one is the behavior of living organism. It includes the animal, normal as well as abnormal, and children as well as adults. So comes the next point, that is psychology as a positive developing science. We call psychology as a developing science because it is accurate, definite, and reliable as they are formulated after due verification and experimentation by the psychologists. So after psychology as a positive developing science, we have discussed about the different branches of psychology. Altogether, we have discussed about 15 branches of psychology. I'll go back to what we have discussed. Number 1, general psychology. I'm just reading out the points. Number 2, cognitive psychology. Number 3, biological psychology. Number 4, neuropsychology. Number 5, developmental psychology. 6, child psychology. 7, adolescent psychology. 8, social psychology. 9, cross-cultural and cultural psychology. 10, health psychology. 11, physiological psychology. 12, clinical and counseling psychology. 13, industrial or organizational psychology. Number 14, educational psychology. And lastly, number 15, sports psychology. So these are the different branches of psychology that we have discussed today. I hope you have understood. So we stop from here for today. Don't forget to go through your textbooks, and you can start making the notes which are in the exercise portion in your textbook. See you all in our next class.